we need to talk about Vail. If you don't know what Vail is a VR multiplayer competitive first-person shooter made by XLab. It's supposed to be the ultimate VR shooter experience, and honestly, it's really fun if people played it. Before we get into any negatives, I think it's important that we start with the positives of Vail. First one I absolutely love, and this is honestly different for a lot of people, but for me, I absolutely love the gunplay of Vail. The guns all feel super punchy and responsive, the recoil patterns are true to life, and it actually takes, skill to learn how to recoil control compared to other games like Contractors. I haven't felt a learning curve towards the recoil like this since Pavlov, which Pavlov has some of the most learning curve freaking recoil I've ever had in a VR game, and this is up there with it. And honestly, the guns are amazing. I love just the feel of them just in general, whether it be reloading an AK or just shooting a pistol. They all feel great, and the gun sounds are all really nice. My one complaint is that the sniper isn't really that great. Something also really nice with the guns is just you can just tell how much love is baked into the gun models and just how the guns function. I mean, just look at this AK. You can tell there's a lot of love put into it. I mean, you could see the fire selector switch in high detail. You could tell what mode it's on. Not a lot of VR games have high def models like this to where you can actually see text, but this is one of the few games where it actually has that. Another cool detail on the AK is you have to hit that little thing right up top by the mag well to actually eject the mag out with the other magazine. In other games, it usually just you're able to smack the mag out, but not in this game. You actually have to be precise of where you're putting your magazine. Well, for some people that might be cumbersome, but if you know anything about guns, it just feels intuitive. Let's talk about the maps. A lot of the maps are really good, except for this one. This map really sucks. It's just way too open, it's too large, and I don't like it. No good, very icky. But all the other maps in this game are actually really nice, in my personal opinion. They flow well, they look great, and honestly, the visual quality on these maps are really nice. They have a ton of detail baked into them. You can just tell how much love is put into these maps and just how they're made. And that also leads me into my next thing. The visuals are great. The visuals are amazing in this game. Now that depends on your visual quality you have, but there's a ton of visual quality settings, whether it be putting on performance options or just the highest graphics. It doesn't matter. He's got a ton of settings there that you can change so your PC can run it, and honestly, that's really nice. Having a ton of graphical and accessibility options is really nice, especially when it comes to visuals. Not all PCs can run VR games, so having a ton of quality options for VR games is almost a necessity. And Vail has a ton of them. And on max graphics, this game looks really nice. It's one of the best looking VR shooters you'll play besides Pavlov and Contractors. While Breacher still takes the cake for me for the best looking VR shooter, this is right up there. Overall variety of the guns and maps and just in general cosmetics is really nice. I like the variety they have here. There's a ton of stuff and a ton of things that players can explore here. And just, there's a lot of tuning. I mean, there's a lot of sights, attachments, skins. I mean, there's just so much content for people to explore. Another thing is the community is really close-knit, and everybody I've met in Vail so far has not really been toxic. They've all been insanely nice to me. For my first day ever playing Vail, I haven't actually met a single toxic person yet, but the problem is there's only 30 people playing this game, so of course it's going to be a close-knit community. Well, we're going to get sort of into the negative here. Now, what I'm getting ready to say here doesn't really clarify as a negative towards the game itself. It's just a negative if you're looking to get into this game. The only problem with Vail is it's really hard to find servers. There's probably a maximum of 13 most times on a good day. And for right now, because the game is only $2, there's a reason why it has 30 people playing right now, just because it's very cheap and anybody can pick it up because of the Quest Alpha. That definitely helps. But its most peak is 13 most times on a good day, and that's honestly only enough for one singular lobby considering this is a 5v5 game. But if you can get into a server with enough people, it's usually really good, and I honestly enjoy it. Just as long as nobody leaves. That's really only one of the biggest negatives I have, except for the fact that we just don't get enough communication about updates. No longer post on their TikTok anymore as of right now, and TikTok was one of their biggest platforms for letting people know about updates or what was going on in the Vail scene. I didn't even own Vail at the time, but I remember always going onto the Vail TikTok because I was always excited to see what they added to Vail. or just in general whatever TikTok they made. And TikTok was honestly their biggest platform for letting people know this stuff, in my opinion. Their last YouTube video was 2 months ago, and that was on the Quest Alpha. The only way you'll really be able to get announcements is through their Discord, which for most people who don't have Discord and just want to play a VR shooter, that really isn't enough. Really just need better communication in this game. More TikTok or YouTube videos would honestly help. Just in general, better communication from the team would honestly really help. And it also leads me to my next thing. Marketing would be so much better if you guys advertise this game more. Some people just don't even know what this game is, and it's not because they've, you know, never wanted to play it. It's just they've never heard of it. They've never even seen it before. And for people who love VR shooters, you know, for people who don't know this game, and they might even be interested, it's just they don't know about the game because it just hasn't been marketed or advertised to them. The only reason I knew this was on sale is because I saw it in the discounted section in Steam, because I was going on my way to pre-order Payday 3. I was like, hey, I got $2, I'll just get Vail, why not? So in summary, honestly, if you guys market this game better and give better advertising and get this out to more people, and honestly, getting this out on Quest also helps your player counts, especially with it being crossplay. This will honestly boost your player counts more, and more people playing Vail means a bigger community, and a bigger community means more people telling others about Vail, and so on, and the cycle continues. And I know making a Quest build is obviously really hard, but please try your best to get this out when possible. And I'm not telling you guys to release a half-baked version of Quest. I'm not talking about no Vail Shack here. We need a really good port of Quest Vail, while not really compromising a whole lot. I don't care if it compromises on the graphics, but as long as the game doesn't compromise on gameplay or just anything like that, we're set. As long as we get a good Quest port, better marketing, and obviously more communication, Vail could honestly be one of the biggest shooters. I honestly see a bright future in Vail if they keep going. Vail could be so great. It's honestly one of my favorite VR shooters already. It's just not enough people play the game. And you guys have something here that would be absolutely amazing if you guys just keep going. This game will be amazing. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. And if you don't agree with my opinion, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'm open to all suggestions, and I will be reading your comments. So, will you guys be picking up Vail or not? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the video next time. Bye.